So here's who's still in the camp for the Japan game, and then we'll make our predicted 11s. We'll talk about some hopes and dreams, and then we'll say farewell. 27 players, of which 4 are keepers. Pickford, Henderson comes in, Trafford and Steele, of course. We got Livramento, Spence, and I suppose Ben White as the right back options, although White obviously played centre back when he came on Friday. Konza and Gahey and Byrne all come into the camp, and Maguire sticks around as well. Nico O'Reilly and Lewis Hall, the main left back options. Obviously Spence and Livramento could feasibly play there as well, as Spence did on Friday, but it seems unlikely. In midfield, we've got Anderson, Henderson, Mainu and Garner. So Anderson coming in. On the right of the attack, it's just Jared Bowen in terms of who we think Tuchel sees in that area of the pitch. In the number 10 spot, we've got Bellingham. We've got Rodgers returning, both of those two. Bellingham hopefully available for some minutes, but not definitely. And then Foden and Palmer are both still there. Foden has not gone home despite that heavy tackle. And Palmer's here, and I just wonder, we'll discuss whether we think Tuchel might give Palmer a start on the right or whether he will go with Bowen. On the left, we've got Rashford, the returning Gordon, and Harvey Barnes. And then up top, Harry Kane and Dominic Solanke. So, Dave, a predicted 11. Tell me who you think is going to play in nets and your back four.
I think Pickford will start in goal. Mm-hmm. I think it'll be O'Reilly left back, Gahey, Konza centre backs, and Livramento right back. Midfield, I've got Elliot Anderson and Kobbie Mainu. I think the 3 behind Harry Kane will be Gordon on the left, Morgan Rodgers number 10, and I've gone for Jared Bowen on the right. I do think there's a chance that he picks Cole Palmer, which obviously Tuchel loves talking about profiles. They are quite different in terms of profile, aren't they? But I think maybe Bowen gets the start again. It's just as like one final chance of like, okay, it's opened up for you a bit here. I'm going to play you from the start. Let's see what you've got. And yeah, I just really hope we play well and we win the game and we just get a bit of positive energy back again. Really.
Do you have Harry Kane playing up front?
Yeah.
Thought you might. I've got the same back four and goalkeeper. I wonder about O'Reilly versus Lewis Hall. Hall not starting on Friday night certainly wound me up a little bit, as discussed on Friday. With Spence, maybe he had the kind of legacy of being part of previous squads. We know that Tuchel, in some cases, brings that up as a reason why players get in and stay in, and in other cases kind of fairly conveniently ignores it. Spence, in a game where England were on the attack for most of the game, was a clear weakness on that front in a way that could not possibly have surprised anyone, least of all Thomas Tuchel, as a right-footer playing on the left, who even on the right isn't a game changer going forward. That's fine. Lewis Hall didn't get very many minutes. I would like to see him get more minutes against Japan, because it'd be frustrating if we haven't had a good look at him. His level of performance at Newcastle is sensational at the moment, and I think we've got to see that, really. But then O'Reilly comes back in as England's kind of incumbent left back, really, based on the last camp. And the removals of Rice and Wharton in midfield does raise the possibility of what George brought up, which I kind of laughed at, of O'Reilly possibly getting some minutes in a number 8 role or in a central midfield role. But obviously we've got 4 other central midfielders, so there's no guarantee there. So I'm interested about left back. I think the rest should be set in stone. But we we think Livramento is kind of the second choice right back behind Reece James. This is a chance for Tuchel to try someone else out or to kind of reinforce that. Midfield, I've got Anderson and Mainu. A small part of me thinks Tuchel loved Garner so much that he might just give him another start and might just go, actually, mate, you might have even jumped up to 3rd in the pecking order. You might have jumped up into, I love you so much that you're coming on for Rice and or Anderson.
Clean foot, as we should now call him.
Yeah, old clean foot from the set pieces, albeit it was Cole Palmer's set pieces that actually led to big England chances and goals. But I guess because he started, I think it would be fairer, if that's important at this stage, for Mainu to start over him, and I'd like to see that. On the right, I've gone for Palmer. You've gone for Bowen. There's nothing driving any of it other than just a a feeling really. I think like it's not hard to love Jared Bowen, but it is quite hard to point at loads of good stuff that he's done in an England shirt over the last 12 months. I think Palmer's appearance, you know, we were quite positive about it. Definitely spoken to some people whose footballing opinions I respect, who said Palmer might have looked quite good in that classic Cole Palmer sense, but didn't actually make much impact in open play outside of those set pieces. And I respect those opinions as well. I've gone for Rodgers in the number 10, like you, Gordon on the left and Kane up top.
I think we should say to anyone who's maybe not listened to the last few pods or is a bit confused as to why we're both in such agreement about Rodgers playing number 10, is that Tuchel has already said that the plan for Bellingham in this camp was always to get some minutes against Japan if he was fit enough. Mm-hmm. So there is a chance he isn't even fit enough to have any minutes against Japan. But I suspect he'll get on in the second half. But I think, I think this is Rodgers. I actually think if we strip away everything, this is the big thing we should be looking out for, is how well does Morgan Rodgers play from the start if he starts against Japan. Because if he plays well, then I think you've got it for the World Cup. You're the number 10 going into the World Cup. Yeah,
and I think I could possibly say the same for Gordon on the left of the attack. I do think he is currently number 1 in the pecking order above Rashford. This is a chance for him to show that, I think, anyway. In terms of what we want to see, I mean, I'm a bit burned by Friday night and kind of... what's the point of wasting loads of energy getting excited for the footballing excitement angle of an international friendly in March? I would just love to see England play better in attack. It's incredibly basic. I don't think it needs to be any more detailed than that. I want to see us play a lot better in open play, in attack, and I think that we probably will with the players available. Rodgers and Kane, I think, complement each other pretty well. I think Gordon complements all of them quite well. Whoever plays on the right, we'll see. But I think we should and hopefully will play better in attack, and hopefully with a left-footed left back as well. It's a small thing, maybe, but I think it makes a big difference to how we can play
just
in attacking
situations. Now that, it's definitely not beyond Tuchel to do something mad, like play Gahey and Byrne at centre-back and put Konza at right-back.
I love that you've brought that up. I now think that is probably what's going to happen. Like, genuinely, I wouldn't be surprised at all. So, your point earlier about, you kind of bigging this one up as like the World Cup team, having their last game together before the Miami pre-tournament friendlies. Like, my starting 11 has 8 of what I would consider the starting 11 for the World Cup in it. So it's still enough for me to expect a level of performance versus the England B, England C stuff that we were coming up with pre-game on Friday, which kind of played out in front of our eyes. So I don't want to see, and I won't excuse like friendly type stuff really. Yes, it is technically a friendly, but 8 of the 11 that I think will start, I think will start in the World Cup. Many of whom have spent the last 12 months playing 8 to 10 games, for Thomas Tuchel's England. I won't excuse any like friendly type football. And maybe I'm going a bit over the top, kind of expecting something tournament
do you want us
mode.
to get stuck into Japan like Uruguay got stuck into us, do you?
I wouldn't hate it. Would it hurt just to run into someone every now and then? Just truck someone? Just get in there? I don't know. I mean, that possibly wouldn't be a great approach against Japan, because I think they're pretty good attacking team. Well, certainly when I watched them in previous major tournaments, which is now obviously quite a long time ago and possibly not relevant. But I think I'm probably going a bit over the top, because I just want to feel something, Dave, quite frankly. These are, it is a friendly, and also we should remember we do have games before the World Cup that are World Cup warm-up games. This isn't a World Cup warm-up game.
Well, it was billed, the FA themselves billing these 2 games as the send-off series, right? I think I'm right in that. That's the verbiage.
Are we meant to be lining the streets like after the game, sort of waving them off?
This is the last time England fans are going to be able to watch that team before the World Cup, because as you just said, the warm-up friendlies will be in Miami. And if you can get out to Miami and watch those, then great, good luck to you. But for most of the fans, this is it. So let's not go overboard. But it's still a game with some significance attached to it. And I just hope, as you have said, I'm with you. I hope we attack better. I hope we look better. And I hope that come Wednesday morning, we are all a bit happier than we were come Saturday morning.